Testing. Here we go. Semifinal of the 2019 U.S. Handball Open. Alberta going up north. Miami going back down south. Two different styles. It's going to be exciting. My partner, Brad Nelson, has not shown up yet. I think I have someone looking for an alternative for me. Very fine gentleman that works for Team Boston. I see him talking to people. They're shaking their head. They're saying they don't want to do it. I honestly don't blame them. It's stressful. I might have to go solo. Maybe my man Andy will put the mic back on. He says yes. Looks like it's all good. My man from Boston, he's giving me the head shake. He can't find anyone. It's okay. The guys from Alberta want to give a shout out to their assistant coach, Choco Bear. Shout out Choco Bear. Not sure which one he is, but they wanted me to let him know. What's up, man? Andy, get on the mic. He can talk and work all these crazy cameras at once. I have no idea how.
It's quite simple, really, if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, right.
No, I got it all down to just buttons, pushing buttons.
Yeah, you probably got muscle memory at this point. He's just... All right, let's see who's on the floor for Miami.
Better than my normal memory. You're telling me this other guy. I can't remember his name or who he is. He was here this morning. For the life of me, I can't remember who he is.
Dude, you were too zoned in, but it was my partner, Brad. But it's okay. Number 3 is Juan Sabala. Number 19, who I saw play earlier. He's a skilled player. Carlos Valencia.
Looks like it's game on.
86 is Rafier.
Oh,
there he is.
Okay, I remember
He's
now.
sprinting over. He's here in time. The game's underway, and here's Brad.
Sorry, boys, I had a little difficulty getting out of the hotel.
Oh, no, that's okay. We've all been there. Here comes Valencia. He's passing Valencia back. Over to Rafier. Valencia through the middle, and he rips it in. Again, this is the semifinal for the Open League. 4 teams remaining. Alberta, Miami, and I'll find out the other 2 for you.
In the past, Miami's been really, really good because they had a bunch of Puerto Rican players and Dominicans, but that was when they were in the elite, and none of them qualified.
Gotcha.
But these guys are all Latin, and they grew up playing handball. You'll be able to tell by the way they move the ball.
Absolutely. They played.
Just athletically, I don't think it's at a level of an elite competition level.
They played Long Island their first game, and it was a good one. They got the better of Long Island, and they did move the ball very well, and they have a lot of passion.
I don't know much about Alberta, but they got some big boys across that middle.
I went up before the game started. I went to go talk to them, like, hey, get some nicknames, or get the right names for everyone. Those guys are trees. Average height's got to be 6'4". Vamos Miami is a big thing going on in the chat. Vamos. Love the Miami passion. These guys play with a fire and an energy that is exciting to see. Here comes Valencia. He's held up. Valencia, I believe, plays the point for them. He is a very good playmaker.
Running, they got 2 circles right now. Looks like athletically, I think they could get out and run, but they're going to play a deliberate half-court style, it looks like. That's a nice swim move. Missed the goal, and he gave him a 7-meter. Defender inside the 6.
And here we go.
That was a sweet move right there.
That was a nice move. We're waiting for the graphic from Andy. 7-meter shot. And there it is, 7-meter throw, the beautiful graphic. This man can do it all. Because Valencia on 1 foot, leaning back, no fake, straight in.
Goalie went right down. That was an easy score. The Great White North coming at you here, Alberta, Canada.
Yeah. You got number 5 at the point.
They're running
Wilson
2 circles
Sterling.
right away. 3 backcourts and 1 wing.
Oh.
That's a nice.
He had some bounce over there in the corner.
It's strange when you play a 2-4 with 2 circle runners like that. The defense has to make a choice who they're going to guard.
He shuts down the near post. Looks like they thought they had a break, but they slowed it up a bit. Oh, here they go. A little bit of
This is
transition.
secondary break back to the wing. Oh, he missed it. Got it to the big fella.
And he puts it in.
You know what? He had two options right there. He had the wing wide open deep, too. The guy that had just scored. So
That was nice. We're going to show you guys what I'm seeing on my left soon. They've got the Canadian flags. They've got a section here, and it is exciting to see. Back to Valencia. We are not going to make Canadians mad up here. I am not going to repeat that, Andy. Alberta has plenty of people. Here comes Valencia.
You know, I'm a little surprised at how far out. That went in? I'm surprised.
I don't think so.
Through the side. I'm surprised how far Alberta's coming out rather than playing a flat six with their size. I would make them beat me with a jump shot because they're big through the middle. But
Right.
they're really challenging them to make the passes from the backcourt players, which be interesting to see how that goes in the first semifinal to Open Division here.
Mistake there from Alberta.
Fast break, Miami. Beat him to the basket.
What a save! Looks like they're calling
And no call.
No call, sorry. What a save from the keeper. Number 12, Dakota Heiss.
That was gas right there. That kid's got a really nice jump shot. I want to see him let him loose every once in a while.
Working it around.
Good defense right there.
Alberta is very
Clamped
straight
down
to
on
the point.
he went right to the shooting arm. That's proper defense. All you get is a 9 out of that, a reset. Circle runner's a big boy.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing about when you have a circle runner that's that big, I remember you asked me that in the first game, when you're leaning against a guy that's 275 pounds, you get tired after a while.
Nice shot into the bottom right corner. And he's fist pumping and he's excited. You love to see it.
These guys have good skill, the Alberta guys. I've never seen them play before. A couple of the guys from Miami team I've seen. 86 and 19 I've seen.
19 is a very skilled player in my opinion. Here comes Valencia. There he is. Back to Raffier.
Second circle coming through.
Valencia with the sliding shot.
Little
very good
side
save.
arm.
Oh, Raffier got back, but he couldn't get it. Back to the big man. And he floats it. He's got the size and the skill.
He's a graceful big fella. Like a gazelle trotting it down there. You know what? It's just like in basketball. If your center runs the court, get him the ball in the fast break. The 260-pound circle runs it like that, feed the big boy.
Someone in the chat said, go Big Pasty, and they told me his name was Big Tasty. Maybe I heard that wrong. Big Pasty is number 21, David Jingles. Shout out to him. Oh, he's the big man.
Yeah.
He's Big Pasty for the rest of the game. We can't call him anything else. They're trying to...
I like that he got on the break and finished.
It was...
I mean, that shows, like I said, when you got to lean up against a guy that big for 60 minutes, it just takes it out of you physically because you're always trying to move him, and he's got a wide base on him. So,
Right.
you know, the immovable object.
Yep.
All right, here's a little half-court action. I would imagine they'll go to that second circle again because that looked like their go-to. The wing cuts through. Here comes it. They're running the German play. A little bit chunky on this right now.
Yeah. I think they're a little stifled about how big they are in the middle. There's really no space.
I think Miami is going to have to beat them with fast breaks and getting cheap ones.
Wow.
Because
Big Pasty! He's dominating!
I'll tell you what, Alberta's a nice team. They move the ball well, and the big fella doesn't pick a side. He slid to the opening right there and found his little slot, and he's got two scores in a row.
Valencia back over to Raffier. Valencia back over into the wing.
They got to go wing to wing and make these guys move. They're smaller and quicker. They have to utilize their quickness because the big fella's not going to be able to cover that much ground. The guys that are playing the twos are big as well, but they're pretty good athletes.
They're going on the break.
He's a wide open.
Oh, what a pass. And he finishes. These guys are fast and
This
long.
is the exact opposite of what I would have thought to open this game. I would have thought Miami would have been pressing the pace. timeout Miami.
Wow, that's an early
Miami
one.
Inter. This is a they're going to have to do something to take care of the ball because the turnovers right now are killing them, Connor.
Absolutely. All right, Brad. Andy, can we get the shot? Okay, we're going to give you the shot of this Canadian fandom. I'm going to go give him a little primer.
Oh, Canada. Beautiful shot of the desk there. Thank you, Connor. Your camera work is stellar. All right, a little reset here. Alberta's up 6-2. We're about 8 minutes into the first semifinal of the Open Division.
Sorry for that table shot there.
That's all right.
Andy kind of scolded me a bit.
The crowd shot was beautiful.
It was.
Okay, let's hope Miami can shake off the turnover bug here and start utilizing their speed in the key positions. Because right now Alberta is beating them to the punch. They're playing defense and they're getting fast breaks, which is a difficult proposition for the smaller Miami team.
Right. Valencia and Rafael seems like they switched. Oh, here they come back through.
Well, that's the thing about good backcourt players. They should be interchangeable, but ideally you want, at the right backcourt, you want a solid lefty just because it's easier for him to make the transition from defense to offense. Another turnover by Miami.
And they're looking for the outlet.
Alberta's looking for a secondary break right now.
Oh, good block.
Push it. You got to push it.
They're trying. Good hold up. Here comes Rafael and Valencia. They've had the ball the majority of the time.
Well, I think they're going to be their primary ball handlers. You can tell that they set the pace in terms of what plays they're going to run.
Right.
And they're probably the most skilled players that they have from a scoring standpoint. There's to the wing. They need one here.
They need that.
Hit the goalie.
What a save. Oh, and he's fired up.
Another one to the big fella.
Big Pasty's dominating.
Big Pasty is padding his numbers right now.
And he's putting up to 4. He's got 4 on his hand. He knows his stats, and he's telling the world.
He's running the court. I'm not going to lie. That's impressive.
He'd make a heck of an offensive lineman. Someone get him to the States. Here comes Valencia. Oh, through the 5-hole.
That's a cute little sidearm shot. I'd been waiting for him to let something go. He was getting frustrated because they're getting beat on the break.
Right.
You can kind of tell when a scorer gets the look that they have to get one. Every team's got a couple guys that when you need a basket, you go to them. So now they're playing a 5-1 defense right now. They're going to try to cut off all this movement that the backcourt players are doing. That's a good defensive play right there.
Here's Cole cutting through the middle, looking for Pasty.
They're going to blow the whistle on that because of the little tie-up we had with 21 and 20. That had nothing to do with where the ball was.
Right.
So the 5-1 works when it's like basketball defense. It's like you're playing 5 men flat, and then the top man goes out, and it's basically to disrupt, to take the center back out of the equation to make them throw a skip pass. So if he has to throw that skip pass, they get a little bit discombobulated offensively.
Gotcha.
So now they're going to bring in a different sub that might have a...
Whoa. Uh-oh.
There we go. There we go. Yellow cards.
You can see
Yellow
this Alberta
cards for
team.
everybody.
They are aggressive.
No, that's good handball. And if you get hit, you got to realize you're going to get hit because it's handball.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You can't give a guy a look like that. That's no good. It's within the, it's within the rules, and if it's overly exuberant, you'll go sit out for 2.
Right. Yeah.
So now they're coming way out. They're playing a 3-2-1 defense right now, which is rare.
Oh,
very
and they made him
rare.
make a
There we go.
mistake.
He's got to beat him. Take care of the ball.
Zabala had it. Here comes Valencia. They give it to their scorer. He makes a move, and
There
he
we
puts
go.
it in.
I think they figured out a little. This is what happened when they called the timeout. They reorganized. They're playing a different defense, and they're forcing them to handle the ball. So now they fall back into the 5-1, but the twos are extending. The three's going to stay in the middle. He's going to be the anchor of the defense. That's number 21. But now they're coming out. They missed the big, so they have two circles, but
nice rip.
That's poor defense.
It seemed pretty easy.
He puts his hand up because he knew he missed him, and that puts the goalie in a really vulnerable situation. It was just a very easy move. You can't miss that defensive play. 21 put his hand up to let his teammates know that that's on him.
Valencia back to Raffier with the jump shot.
That's pretty good defense right there. He went after the arm, clean hit.
Wow.
Gave him the yellow because he got all arm and no body. What you ideally want to do is have your left, you want to have your offhand on the hip and your right hand somewhere near the bicep of the throwing arm.
Valencia back at the point, back to Raffier. Valencia
a little center for the wing right here. It should go right to the wing, but they don't bite. Alberta's pretty solid defensively. They saw the play developing and they didn't lose their defensive positioning, which is important again because that play usually results in an overload.
Raffier with the swim move.
That's a cute move, and the goalie with a nice stop.
What a save! He had him 1v1.
Boy, that was great footwork right there by 86.
It's a nice swim move. Oh, into the corner, and he overshot him. He went with the no look. Looks like he could have just made the pass. He had a lot of time.
But that was a great move in the goalie because he shot that from about 5.
Oh, no.
And that's, tremendous footwork by 86 right there. I'm not sure that's what they were looking for. That was a quick shot, but that sidearm went in the last time he shot it.
Leoni Diaz says, go Valencia. He's got a fan club. He is a talented player. Thank you for tuning in.
I just want them to keep doing what they're doing defensively and see if they can get some turnovers.
Yeah, I like that.
And
press.
cut into this is obviously disrupting Ottawa or Alberta a little bit. That's good, D. That's good, D. But number 3 is kind of gotten into the heads of the backcourt players a little bit. They're hesitant on their passes, so they're not as crisp.
Right.
And that is how they resulted in a couple turnovers. Now they're running the big cross.
They put the big man up top, and they swing through. What a shot!
And a little flex by number 4, slipping down the middle. That was a sweet sidearm bullet right there from about 11.
I could be wrong about this, but I feel like Alberta is one of the younger teams I've seen. A lot of their guys seem to be in college still. And maybe that's why when they got in that little tussle, they got a little mad. It might be a little immature, but it brings up
newer
passion.
Player. I remember when I first started, the first time I got hit, I looked at the guy and thought I was going to swing on him because you don't understand. If you come from a different sport like basketball where there's not, you're not going to get racked up like you do on a handball court.
Right. Nice save.
Blow the whistle. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a force, and it wasn't in the flow of their offense, but sometimes you got to make a move just to get 2 players on you so that way you can create an overload on the other side. But I want to see Miami get out and run a little bit here. There's a second circle coming down. There's the pick.
Little pick.
Another pick.
Valencia with the pass to Raffier. Over
That's
to the corner.
They need this. That's a good.
In the float shot.
That was a pretty shot.
From Juan Zabala.
Number 3 is a good athlete.
Absolutely.
Very, very quick feet, and he took really big steps along the 6 to increase his angle.
Big pasty.
Big pace to get into touch. That's something you always do when you're going down, when you're the circle. You want to get the ball and stick them on your fingers so you get a feel for it in case you get it back. Okay, now they send 2 guys out. Let's see how they react to this.
Oh,
There's a steal,
worked.
and here's their fast break that we just called. Here we
And
go.
he puts it in. Eduardo Casio with the shot.
Casio's playing the 2-hole on defense, and he snuck up. He's actually playing the 3, and he snuck up. And number 3 that we talked about earlier made the steal because he's really disrupting. Alberta's not reacting well to this change in defense that Miami's having right now.
Nice shot.
That's the same shot. Okay, the Miami bench is upset because the 2-man missed that the last 2 times. You can't get beat on a set shot from 11 meters like this guy has done 2 trips in a row. Somebody has to go out and hit him. Okay, they're setting up a play on the left side here.
Valencia back to Casio. Valencia over to Raffier with the in-cut. Fake to Valencia. He goes up.
He just stronged through him right there.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to be denied. I'll tell you what, the two-man, number 9 from Alberta, really stepped up and did his best to stop him. And, you just got to hold on and ride it till the end of the ride.
Yeah, that's grown man strength versus a college kid,
yeah,
I believe.
And you're gonna need that whistle to come a little sooner than it came right there.
Valencia back to Casio. Casio and Valencia in the cut off him. Jump shot.
They got to call a 7.
Yeah.
He's inside the painted area, as Hubie Brown would say. Penalty shot coming up. It's 10-6 Alberta.
Time.
About little shy of 13 minutes left in the first half of this first crossover, basically the semifinal.
With the fake this time.
The fake, and the goalie bought that hook, line, and sinker.
First time no fake.
Did you see how much net he had to deal with there? As soon as he went down in the splits, he got 4 feet of net above his head. Okay, let's see if Alberta can deal with this. Now they're running it's the 3-2-1 with real extended. The problem is with this, the players on Miami's back row have all kinds of responsibility to guard the circle, to guard a second circle from the wing coming through.
And that's probably why we've been seeing some mistakes and some easier shots up the middle.
Yeah, they're really disrupting them with this change in defense. There's a good move
What
right
a
there.
move. Wow.
Hit the goalie.
And they got the rebound.
There
and
we
they
go.
put it in.
Here we go, down 2. That defense is really shaking Alberta up. I like that they took the timeout because what they were doing wasn't working. They adjusted, and now Miami's got a little steam going, and they got a bounce in their step again.
You knew it was going to come. They're a confident team.
Yeah, they are a confident team, and they obviously have done very well in pool play to be in this position.
Right. Cole over to the wing. Back to Cole. He fakes it. He's got bounce. Oh, he hits the pole.
Boy, you got to have that one. That was a beautiful fake and move, and he's shooting that from 7, and he just missed the goal.
He's going to play in Denmark next year.
Cole?
He's how old? No kidding.
He's going to play in Denmark.
Well, he must be a nice player because Denmark is the world champion
We
right
just got
now.
news that number 7 on Alberta, Cole, is 16
Good
years
pass.
old. What a pass and a kick save! Number 6, he's 16 years old. He's playing in Denmark next year, so he is a star in the making. But what a save from number 12.
And the thing that will happen to him when he goes to Denmark, he'll play every day against better players. And our guys, 2 of our guys just came back from Germany, and there is a discernible difference when they come back because you're playing against good players every day, and you just get crisp on all aspects of your game. Boy, did they need that right there.
Yeah. Over to the corner.
But
Back
I'm
to Lafayette.
glad it's tightened up a little bit. Good pass. Oh,
I had a feeling it would.
that was a short post. He tried to creep it inside. Short post means you're going in between the goalie and the nearest post to you. It's the hardest shot from that angle because the goalie is he's shading to the larger part of the goal.
Back to Cole, the 16-year-old phenom.
That should be a 2. Oh, he just tells him to settle down.
That's what the fan
I don't-
section wants, and no one's happy here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
I'm telling you, that was a 2 if there ever was one.
The Alberta fans came up to me before the game. They had ref complaints
Now
from
he's
the
got
jump,
it.
and now he's getting tackled.
No, he just gave him a yellow.
They can't believe it. They got the 2s up,
Wow.
and they just go with the reset.
2 times in a row. This is okay, Connor. What happens in a situation like this? If the referees lose control, it gets chippy, and when things get chippy, that's when strange things happen. You get a cheap shot, you get a after the whistle hold or an extra hit, and it gets to be a little dangerous. I'd like to see these guys give a 2 to the next person that gets out of hand.
Cole with a nice pass, and he hits the bar. It's been a couple-minute stretch with no goals. Seems like there's been some solid defense. Also,
But
some
I like it
misses.
because the intensity got ratcheted up a little bit in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Right. Started to realize, hey, this is semifinal. Let's
And both teams have missed a
go for
couple
it.
couple gimmies. We had a crossbar. We had the goalie made a couple saves, but there's been some missed opportunities. I'd like to see this one be close at halftime. We got a 2-goal game right now. Let's see if they can get one here in the half court. Very deliberate, playing backcourt, just playing the ball around right now.
Here's Raffier. Oh, he puts it in. That's grown man strength.
Yeah, he's sneaky strong, that one right there.
He's agile for how big he is.
Yeah,
he's big and strong.
He has fantastic footwork for a big guy. That's a 7. How does
Brad, explain what's going on right now, man.
Okay, when you slap the ball out of a guy's hand and he's already in his shooting motion, he's inside the 6, that's a 7-meter. So I don't know.
Cut and dry.
These guys are just telling people to keep playing, but this is the semifinal, the open division.
Oh, he just shrugs him off. And look at him, he's fired up. What a play.
Hey, I like that. I like that a lot. Good players make big plays. He took the contact and just, like you said, shrugged him right off, turned around and made the 6-meter jump shot.
I want to give him a shout out. I missed his name. I believe it was number 9. Noah Parameter. I got it. Noah. Sorry to his family. Here comes Valencia. Back to Raffier.
Boy, he got quick feet.
He's all over the place.
They need a reset here.
Yeah.
There we go. Sometimes when you get a little off kilter with your offense like that, you just take the 9-meter and let's start it again.
I could be wrong, but I do not think that Valencia or Raffier came off the court yet. In the shot, and he's got power.
They're not, until they're begging to be taken off, they're not going to get subbed for, because you got to ride the horses that brought you into town.
Absolutely. Cole over to Cronin.
Those are their 2 best players. I like what the other guys they do what's necessary. Right now, I'm telling you, the number 3 at the top of this 3-2-1 that they're playing is really they're very disruptive. Another turnover.
There it is, exactly, because number 3, I'm sorry, what's his name? Juan Zabala, he pushes up, causes the errant pass.
No, that has to be orange ball.
Canada with more confused looks.
They called a timeout during the play, but the ball was already out of bounds. The ball was already out of bounds. Yeah, but if there's a timeout, and there's still that has to be.
Ref, the time clock is on the other side. Over there.
A lot of Miami fans out there. Guidi Martin says, "Vamos Miami." Carlos Andres Zabala says, "Juan Felipe Zabala, number 3 Miami MVP." He is playing a great game, Mr. Zabala.
Yes, he is.
Diane Chapatin says, "Vamos Miami." T. Ali says, "Hello, everyone." Hello, T. Ali. Sorry, I do not know your first name.
So what we have going on here was Alberta called a timeout, but the referees didn't honor the timeout until they saw the ball was out of bounds. Alberta was already in their huddle discussing their timeout. The entire Miami team was on the court because the table didn't let them know that there was a timeout.
Right.
You've
seen this sometimes in the NFL. They try to call one, they don't get it, then the play goes, and they're like, "Well, where's my timeout?" Well, it wasn't honored.
Exactly.
If it's not honored, you don't have a timeout.
But it was obviously Alberta that needed the timeout because they've had a couple of bad turnovers the last trip. They got to. The coaches obviously tell them to calm down, do what we do, don't try to overdo it.
Look, here they go. They think they deserve the timeout. Number 9, Noah.
I think it's definitely Miami ball. No, but they had already. Well,
we're not going to argue with the fans, Brad. Please. Oh no! What is happening? Oh my goodness! They had to change a heart in the goal.
They've changed goalies.
And my friend from Boston, who's friends with the Miami team, is up in arms.
I don't agree with this at all. I think this is Miami ball because they called the timeout during the turnover.
I have not seen this confusion yet.
If Alberta doesn't physically have possession and the ball's in the air, whatever happens with that ball, that's the result of the next play. They called the timeout. The ball hits the wall. I believe that's Miami ball. So I think they missed one here, and this could be a gimme for Alberta.
You feel it?
In a one goal game, that's a big call right there.
You have to give the benefit of the doubt, in my opinion, to Miami. I mean, the ball went out of bounds.
Completely. The ball went out of bounds. They did buzz the timeout buzzer, but the ball hit the wall. Miami was still on the court trying to inbound the ball when the referees realized that it was a timeout.
Right.
So when they come out, now they're awarding the ball to Alberta, and I think I don't agree with that call. I mean, I'm not sure what the referees would say in response to that, but I just know in terms of what the letter of the law, the rule is.
Right.
Boy, look at how far they have them extended, Connor.
Yeah.
This is a 3-2-1. It's a very difficult. That should be a 7. The reason the reason that was a 7 is he got him from behind.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you're behind the player, it's usually a 7 and a 2. They're just going to award him the 7-meter.
Noah, number 9 on Alberta, he is a strong kid. He is holding grown men up on his back.
Well,
getting
and
shots
when he
off.
catches it on the 6, he's no joke. He's a strong, great hands, really good hands.
Oh, he
And
faked
it's
him.
over.
Oh, he faked him. And he's excited. What a play. And we got the graphic. Oh, my goodness.
I believe that's the old okey doke right there is what he got hit with. The pump fake and down. And anytime when a goalie reads the first pump fake and goes down to his feet, you've got 5 feet above his head, and all you could throw a lob at that point.
Right.
So right now, that miscall by the officials right there cost Miami a goal, and now we're going to give a 2-minute.
Looks like there was some arguing.
Is he going to give him a 2-minute?
I'm not quite sure. USA handball open semifinal here in Myrtle Beach.
I'm interested to see what's going on right here because I think the officials have lost a little bit of control.
Yeah, I mean, that's an understatement
And
in
it
my
all
opinion.
stemmed from the call that they made on the timeout where I thought it should have been Miami's ball. They awarded it to Alberta. Alberta gets a subsequent 7-meter. And now we get a 2-minute penalty against Miami's best player. This is going to – these are huge calls. I mean, this is the semifinals of the Open Division. That's a tough call to make. And so now they got to play down for 2 minutes. So let's see how Miami reacts.
They're going to have to show some mental fortitude here. Do not let –
I got to tell you, it's gotten a little bit unorthodox right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's wide open on the
Let's
wing.
into
You got to
the
take
corner.
that.
And he
Nice.
rips it. It's a shorty.
That's a big short goal right there. Miami needed that just to kind of get their heads back together because it can be frustrating when you have a couple calls in a row go against you and you lose a guy.
Looks like
you lose your
Alberta
best player for 2 minutes, Connor.
took out Cole, the 16-year-old, maybe because they're a man up, just trying to get him a breather. Here comes number 2. What a jump by number 20.
Boy, he's got some
Kenneth
legs.
Brayford.
Big stop. All right, if they get 2 goals while they're down a man, just from a mental standpoint, that gives them such a bounce going into halftime. Because all you're supposed to do is fight the clock with a 2-minute penalty. You just want to get through the penalty and get back to full strength. All right, they're down a man. They're playing without a circle right now. They're going to just look to score, but if not, they want to tie it up, and they want to eat the clock. You're not playing against Alberta. You're playing against the rest of your 2-minute penalty right now.
Right.
So they're going to be very deliberate, very slow with their passes. And what you have to look for here is if the referees put their hand up to indicate stalling, which means they'll have to advance the ball into a scoring position. But they're actually moving the ball pretty well. They need it. I would say that the hand goes up, so they have 3 passes right now.
Does that still go into effect once
the hand goes up, it stays up.
Gotcha. Here goes Valencia.
But they're back to full strength
Valencia
now.
with the rip, and it hits the bar. What a sidearm shot.
That was gas right there. How did that didn't
Oh!
go? Big steal. Big steal.
Does he get it? He's held up, but he's going to
Play
reset
it.
over to Valencia. He's held up again.
Little extra by number 20 after the whistle.
Yep.
That's not a sportsmanlike play, but it happens a lot. Usually with younger players because they get caught up in the moment.
Right. Here's
But now we're
Mariano.
back to full strength. 12-11 Alberta. 3.5 to go in the
Mariano
first
to
half.
Valencia. He's going in. He's held again. They're going to go reset.
It's interesting the differing styles with these two teams. This is a very fun game right now.
Absolutely. I'm having a great time. It's fun to watch. And there's a turnover.
Unforced turnover. 5-on-2 break.
Over to Noah, and he picks a corner.
I'll tell you what, Alberta's got a couple of really nice players on this team.
For sure.
Miami switched their goalie, and I'm interested. Like we talked about in the earlier game, sometimes it's for a different look. Sometimes the guy's not stopping balls, so let's see how this works out.
Dusan Christic says Noah for MVP. At this point, I do not know if I can disagree with you. He is playing a wonderful game. Here comes Mariano. Back to Valencia. They're probing. Valencia gets shoved, but
That's
he fights through.
Pretty good D. He ran into the trees right there. He got hit by 3 different guys. That's not a good time.
T. Ali says regarding the time, maybe it was a miscall because timeout is called when the coach puts the timeout card on the ref's table.
It's not a timeout until the table actually acknowledges it, though.
Justice Grigor says, let's go, Berta.
Good
and a
pass.
rip.
Good pass on the lob. They set a small screen, a bump screen from the right backcourt player, and the center back threw a lob to the right wing, and he caught it in air and scored on the goalie. That was beautiful. Beautiful. We got a 1-goal game again, and look at how far they're extending them. If they're going to extend that far, somebody has to step up on that guy because the goalie doesn't have a shot.
Let's see if they'll make that switch back to a more traditional defense at one point. Valencia.
They've kind of, this is how they got their mojo back a little bit. They were getting.
Oh,
and he caught it. Oh, and he caught it.
That was a very nice play. And what an outlet. Back to 20. What a save.
Big save. That goalie needed that save just to kind of get his juices going because he's been beat on a couple bad balls.
Here comes Gronin through the middle. He goes for the shot and the kick save, but they get the lucky rebound.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for right there. Charge. Oh, boy.
And he helps him up.
Good
Finally,
sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship.
We have been waiting for
we got a minute to go here. Let's see how. This is a big possession to go up 3 or potentially be up 1.
Brayford over to Mark Gorgelik.
That's good D.
Back to Gorgelik. Over to Gronin. He's held.
That's good D. You know what Miami wants to do is just hold on and let's take it at 2 minutes or at down 2. Let's take it to halftime.
Here comes Gorgelik over to Brayford into the corner.
Oh, there's a lot of bodies flying all over the place. But you know what? Miami's fighting the clock right now. Here
comes Gronin. The goalie comes out. He slips. He has 10 seconds.
Goalie
Here
ball.
they go. Valencia. 10 seconds left in the half.
Let's see Miami get one here.
Valencia go through the middle. He passes. It hits him in the
God,
knee.
that was a good look.
Oh, they called something. Looks like it's going to half 14-12. What a half. Alberta 14.
No, we'll shoot against the wall now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So what happens here is with no time left on the clock and Miami has possession, they get a free shot at the goal, but Alberta will make a wall, and they'll put Big Pasty and 26 in the middle, who's also about 6'5". This is a nearly impossible shot to make. I've seen it done, but it's...
Yeah.
And the other thing is, when you're standing 3 meters from the guy and he's firing it, it's a very uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah. I saw someone get hit in the head earlier.
That was in our game.
Yeah.
The guy got smoked right
in yeah.
It's kind of difficult to jump up when somebody's throwing the ball at the goal like that So for the first half, I thought, kind of in conclusion to that, I thought what happened at the beginning of the first half was Alberta got off to a really big start. Miami was careless with the ball. Miami called a big timeout when they were down 5 or 6 goals, switched to a 5-1 and sometimes a 3-2-1 defense, and it changed the entire flow of the game. Alberta didn't deal with it very well. They had a lot of turnovers. Miami got a couple of quick, fast breaks, and they got themselves right back in the game.
Yes, number 3, like you were saying, Juan Zabala did a great job pressing at the top.
He disrupted them to the point, and like I said, with that defense, he steps to the middle, and it forces the circle back out of the flow of the offense. So the right back to the left back have to throw over the top. So anytime you have to throw over the top, that has a chance for a steal, and it's not a crisp pass. Mm-hmm. So they have to utilize the wings a little more, and they spread them out so bad that I think it made Alberta really uncomfortable.
Definitely. Well, it's been a great half, and we're excited to see the second one. Alberta 14, Miami 12. We're going to take a break. We'll see you soon. All right, guys, we're back. Alberta 14, Miami 12. So what do you think, Brad? What's
Well,
going on?
I had a chance to at halftime to speak to the officials about the play that was the controversial play with the timeout for Alberta. And what happened was Alberta did call a timeout, and the ball was floating out of bounds when the buzzer sounded. But they conferred with the desk, and when the desk said that they hit the buzzer late, that they realized that the ball should be awarded to Alberta, because when the timeout was actually called, the officials' bench was a little bit late on the announcement. So that's what happened. And then the subsequent 2 minutes to Miami, because he had some harsh words for the official after the call.
Yeah, he did not.
All
like
right,
that.
we reset it here. It's 14-12 Alberta over Miami in the first crossover semifinal match of the
Wilson
Open Division.
went to Brayford. You got called. Here's Big Pasty. Gonna reset. Over to Gorgelik.
You know, Alberta's got some great athletes, but they're thin on the outside. And when they come to the middle, unless you've got a little bit of beef behind you, it's a tough proposition to go up against. And they're going to stick with this 5-1.
Big Pasty with the dribble. Oh,
That's good, D. That's good, D.
back over
Reset.
to Brayford.
Boy, they are.
Big Pasty with the.
That's a set.
They called a reset.
Yeah, they just called a 9 on that. I like the Big Pasty cut to the middle right there, and that's, if you look right now, you could drive a truck through the middle of that zone.
Right.
Somebody has to analyze that, look at it, and fill that gap.
Here's Brayford over to the corner.
You're not going to get a shot from the
It's
wing on
Gorgelik.
this.
Nope.
That's not. That's
you're
a
right.
that's a poor shot against that defense because it's so spread out. You have to work from the middle.
Working right into what they want him to do. Everyone getting a touch.
All right, let's see. First possession of the half, everybody has to get a touch, get some stick 'em on your hands, get the feel for the ball again.
Valencia.
Alberta's in a flat 6-0 right now with the big boy. They got Big Pasty in the middle, playing the 3.
Raffier, grown man strength.
Cuts right through. He's a nice player.
Yeah. He's powerful. Over to the corner.
He's strong, but he's got really, really good footwork. So Alberta's playing with 2 circles right now. The wing came in as a second circle, along with Big Pasty coming from the other side. And that could be some problems against this. They're trying to combat this defense that Miami has stuck with because it's disrupted their offense so bad.
Right.
And I'd stay with it, too, until they figure it out.
Yep.
They're playing back-to-back right now. They're going to
Now, I was going to ask you, I mean, is there a fatigue factor? Because I know in basketball, if you press too long, you will get tired, but it doesn't look like they're stretching too far.
Well, you know who really gets tired is the point man.
Right, exactly. Juan
Because
Zabala.
you're bouncing back and forth. You're trying to cut off a pass. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. So it's a non-stop moving situation.
Looks like they have number
But
18 now.
that's a 9. That's good defense. And the clock keeps moving. But his sole responsibility is after the center back gives it up, you can't let him have the ball. But now watch him step up. He's going to make him.
Oh.
Yep. So he's doing a great job of disrupting.
And Brayford's
That's
going for
a
the
charge.
middle. What a save on Big Pasty! He can't believe it!
Really good save. Now they can tie this thing. I'll tell you what. That was
What a save from Acosta.
That was a long defensive stand. That was about a 2.5-minute defensive stand by Miami, and that's tiring. So now they're going to play the ball around. They're going to get their breath back because that was a rough possession.
Ocasio to
Second
Valencia.
circle coming through.
To Raffier, back to Valencia. Ocasio with the juke move. He swims him.
Solid
Almost.
deep. You know what? Number 5 stepped over to help. That's a perfect play, but that's what you need out of your 3-man on the inside of your interior defense.
Ocasio back to Valencia.
So the circle's down in between the 2 and the 3. Miami's playing it wing to wing. Now they're going to run a cross play. Bad
Steal by
turnover. Now we got a fast
Over to
break.
Noah. Could he be MVP? And he picks a corner. More into the side netting than the corner, but it was great placement by Noah.
Something really showed right there, too. Miami didn't sprint back to save the gas. They left that on their goalie, and they kind of left him naked on that one. So they're going to try to conserve energy because they're playing that defense. They're playing just like you mentioned earlier. It's taxing physically.
Casio back to Raffier. He does a fake, one dribble, spin. He's held.
But I think they've seen that move one too many times.
Yeah, he was ready.
You
for
can't
that
go
one.
to the well that often. So, what you see in Miami right here, that's a nice
Casio.
shot.
Oh,
Good block by the Alberta
thought that
goalie.
went in, and they're going for the long one. What a throw! Noah with the float shot. What a play!
It was just going to come out of my mouth that was a very questionable pass to make in that situation. But what's going on with Miami here? I remember you asking me a couple times about the size of the circle runner. Look who's playing circle for Miami. He's about 5'10", 5'11", compared to Big Pasty, who's probably 6'5".
Right.
So he has the opportunity. He can sneak around without being detected very much.
Mm-hmm.
So watch him. They have to be aware of him, and every time they look back to find him, it creates
Eye
an
off the
opening
ball.
for a backcourt player. And they got a
Casio
couple
over Raffier.
a couple cuts going, a couple crosses. There, what
Oh,
did I ju-
right to the circle,
I believe-
and he floated it.
I believe I had that one.
Nostradamus on my right. He's changing his name from Brad.
That's exactly what that size circle runner does because they're cagey, and you have to pay attention to them. It's the exact opposite. Like if you have Big Pasty, like you mentioned, you're leaning on him the whole game. He's not sneaking anywhere at 6'5", 230.
Thomas, not sure Big Pasty is super appropriate. We were told from Big Pasty himself to call him that. And he held him up, and a save! Listen, he's big and he's pasty. I don't know what's not appropriate about that. Here comes Noah. He's had a few goals already. He's going to try to pad his stats. Acosta, he read a few fakes.
Is that him?
20's Brayford.
Yeah, but where's 21?
He's Big Pasty.
Okay. Well, I was just going to call him by his regular name if that's offending.
No, no one's offended. We are not going to sway from Big Pasty.
So we're playing a 6-0 flat right now. Number two's the 2-hole right there is coming out a little far. That's pretty good defense. That'll be a reset for Miami, and that's great defense. As soon as he attacked the 2, the wing defender came over to help out, which is his responsibility. So now they're really starting to pay attention to the circle runner because he's got them messed. That's great defense. Grab the arm. But having a circle runner that's small like that, like I've been mentioning, it's difficult because you got to find him. And if you
Casio
don't,
with the move. Wow.
they're going to run a secondary break, and now
Here
they
comes
get a
Noah.
clean
He's
break.
waiting, and he's jumping, and he's finishing. Their break is lightning fast.
Lightning fast, and these guys are in shape. Alberta gets up and down the court. And this went from 1 to 4 fast because Miami's not taking care of the ball at this end.
Trixia says, keep calling him Big Pasty. That's his favorite nickname. I knew it. I talked to him before the game. They all loved it. We're not trying to embarrass anyone.
He's a big fella too, boy. I'll tell you what, I like his game.
Yeah,
I
is.
like Alberta's whole team. They're going to be something the more time goes on, and they. How is that
Another
a no
break.
call?
Casio with the steal. Errant pass. They've been risky with those goalie passes, and it finally cost them.
I think Miami's got to get back to what they were doing before. They're really, really spread out.
And Nico says, let's go Miami.
They're so spread. Okay, here's the second circle, and he's going to be. If he makes his move.
Float shot hits the bar. He had some finesse.
He had him. That is such a touch shot because you have to get it over the outstretched hands, yet keep it under the top crossbar.
Right, and that goal is not as tall as it may look.
It is not. It gets smaller the closer you get.
Here comes Brayford, trying to exploit that open middle
That's a
over
nice
to the
pass.
wing, and it's saved. What a save!
Now here's a broken break for Miami.
They need it over to Valencia,
They
the
got to take care of the
playmaker.
ball right here.
One dribble
that
to-
should go to the wing.
He missed it over to Valencia. He gets held, but he's over to the next wing. They called a 9. They called a spot foul.
You know, they maintain possession, though. I would have liked to see him the ball go to the left wing. He was wide open, but maybe they didn't feel confident in
John
the shot
West
from that
in the
angle.
commentary saying, loving the commentary, or in the comments, loving the commentary. What a game. Thank you, John. Shout out Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Here comes Valencia with the drop pass.
Okay, they brought in a new circle runner. He's a little bit bigger than the guy that was in there before, so we'll see if they can utilize him. That's a good spot. When you've got a smaller circle runner, you can throw that drop pass because he's closer to the ground than the big guys that are guarding him.
What a save. He held the angle, and they're going for the deep pass again. Number 2 tried to get up. That was Mark Gorgelik. Good try.
So what Alberta has to do right now, they're forcing the issue on these fast breaks. When it's there, it's there. That was a force.
Seems like the coaching is almost like, hey, let's get ahead.
Well, they're trying to jam it down their throats on this fast break and beat them down the court. But sometimes you got to eat it and let's walk it up. You know, because guys are going to get tired if you're running the break the whole time. Here's a big cross.
Rafael
Good
over
fake
to the
wing.
Into Valencia, and he finishes in the left corner. Finally, they were on a drought.
And they cut it to 3. They haven't scored in about 6 minutes.
They needed that badly. Milton says, next open, I will in. I believe he means he will win or he'll be here or something. Milton, we are looking forward to seeing you.
So Miami is staying with the defense that they've been playing into the big
fella. Pasty, he gets held up.
But did you see how good? See, that interior defense was perfect. The big fella had a great spin move, but the defender didn't buy it. He kept his ground, and that's why they just got a reset.
That was Valencia with the hold there. What a great job. Confusion again.
We have a wet spot right now. Wait, what?
Confusion again.
What did they?
Brad, I do not know what's happening. I need to rely on your expertise.
You know what happened? If he called a penalty, that means your guy Valencia was inside the 6.
Oh, no.
So if you're defending and the circle runner catches it on the 6-meter line and you're inside the goalie area, that results in a penalty shot, which was a little bit of a delayed call, and that's a tough break for Miami right there. Miami needs one right here. They're chasing 4 with 18.5 to go in this first semifinal match of the Open Division.
Out here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. What a game it's been. Back over to Casio.
They're a little spread out right now. They need to take advantage of these openings. They've got Alberta out of position.
Into Casio. He tries to swim.
That's a travel.
Looks like they called the hold.
Well, the referees will let you continue moving if someone's holding on to you. That's got to be a whistle.
Yeah, another hold.
Those guys are fighting on the 6 pretty good. I like it. Miami brought in the bigger guy to play circle.
The new pivot 15, Eden Omerdic. He's picking up space. Over to Casio.
I don't like the dribble. Let's move the ball.
Back to Valencia. Into the wing. He does the jump shot, and he misses.
That's a tough angle.
And that was Juan Zabala, who's had a good game.
And here comes the secondary break. Boy, Alberta runs that's a pass.
And he tries a spin shot, and it goes wide.
Coach wasn't too happy with that.
No, he had an angle.
It was a good thought, and what a great cross-court pass during the secondary break right there. Great pass.
Here comes Juan Lopez back to Casio, over to Valencia, over to Rafier.
They're playing it wing to wing. Everybody's getting a touch. They're going to call a play.
Interesting they have Zabala in the wing now. Started at the point. Like you said, good players can be interchangeable.
Well, sometimes you need a different look to make, okay, now they're going to run a center for the wing. Now he'll go through.
Here comes Zabala. He lost the ball.
No whistle.
There's no whistle.
He dribbled it. Okay. He dribbled it right off the guy's foot. So now the FAR official finally made the call. But now the clock keeps running. So you got to make that call immediately.
And it's still going. Only 60 minutes left.
And they're chasing 4 goals. They had a play on right there.
Rafier over to Valencia.
Back
to Casio.
In overload. They got 2 circles right now. Back to Casio. That
Good
should
catch.
go to the wing. He needs this. Got it.
He floated it. What a shot by Zabala.
They ran that perfectly. You can only guard a man and a half. And they had 2 guys guarding 1 man at a time.
Noah with 3 long steps, but
Goalie
it's saved by Acosta. What a play.
You know what? That's a turning point right there. They get one. The goalie comes up with a big save. Now they can cut it to 2.
Absolutely.
Okay, they got Miami's calling another play. They're giving the look, setting the play. I think this might be a little bit tricky. Let's see what we got going here.
Back
to him.
Back to Valencia. Into
Good
the middle.
Look. Good look. Got a 7 out of it.
Okay.
So you could see that they had a special play working because there was a lot of winking and a lot of point.
Right. I think they have a little trick up their sleeve.
They ran a center for the wing and reversed off that, and then the circle runner pinched and found an opening. They got him the drop pass that you mentioned earlier, and now we get a 7-meter. And goal. And look what we got. 2-goal game.
2-point game. 15 minutes left here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Semifinal for the U.S. Open. Oh, it's going to be a good finish. I can already tell. Here comes this 16-year-old phenom.
And they're staying with the extended defense. I don't think they're going to switch from this.
I don't think so either.
That's too many steps.
Too many steps. He's inexperienced. He may be a phenom, but he makes a key mistake.
He got a little bit caught up in the moment and didn't put it on the ground. But boy, is he going to be a nice. I cannot wait to see him when he comes back from Denmark. I'm glad he's young and I'm done.
Chasing him around. Valencia. Over to Raffier. Back to Casio. Just working it around.
They're just playing with the backcourt now. The wings aren't really getting a touch. Now here comes the play. Watch the second wing come through and the overload.
Casio.
And he walked with it and got
they
away.
Didn't call it. Casio.
Back to him.
And he puts it in. The big man, Eden.
We got a 1-goal game right now.
It's a one-goal game. Here comes Cole.
Alberta's getting lost on their responsibilities defensively. They're following the ball rather than counting the men. That's what we always say. You count it off from the wing to the wing and find out who your responsibility is.
Cole passing to a cutter. He jumps in. It's too easy up the middle.
So therein lies the rub with that
Wilson
defense.
Sterling.
We've talked about how open the middle is. He took one dribble, and there was nobody between him and the 6. That was a big goal for Alberta right there.
Right. John West in the comments said momentum shifting. He was right. Looks like Alberta may have just.
It's kind of seesawing right now, John. I'll tell you that. That's a good call, though.
Valencia to Casio. He cuts around. Valencia stuffed.
That's good defense and pretty good offense. Just a clean handball play. So we'll start it again. Everybody's getting a touch. A little stick 'em on the hands.
Carlos says, Zabala, Miami's number 3. Let's go, brother.
I don't like the two defender coming out that far against him.
Here comes Raffier with the cut in the pass to Zabala, and he puts it wide.
That's his second time in a row.
Raffier telling him, go back through.
Raffier was looking for a call on that play when he had 2 guys attack him, or 2 guys hit him as he came through the 6. Into the circle. That's a tough angle.
Oh, what a float shot from Noah.
Noah has to have 10.
Someone said Noah for MVP.
He's got 5 on fast breaks. The guy's got to have 10 goals. He's having a monster game right now.
Absolutely.
He's finding his openings, and he's not overdoing. He's not taking wild jump shots. He's getting his fast breaks, and he just got a beautiful shot off the 6. Miami needs one right here. They went from down 1, now they're down 3.
Valencia to Raffier, back to Valencia.
To the
over
wing.
to Casio. With the skip pass.
Called him down inside.
Okay.
That means your feet came down before the ball was released.
Gotcha. Now, if it's simultaneous, do they let that go? Because I've been seeing a lot.
Every call is arbitrary. Depends what they see and what they thought they saw. Sometimes you think the foot was down because the guy was in the air for like a second and a half.
Cole over
That's
to Wilson.
Really good defense right there. Very, very good defense. Stayed with him, and you look right at the middle of his stomach. You don't look at his head or his shoulders. You pay attention to his core, and because you can't fake with your stomach.
Noah with the pass. They tried to skip it, and it flew into the stands.
That was a bad possession right there for
Alberta.
Alberta.
They were disjointed the entire time, not like them.
They had a chance to start stretching it out. They get a goal right there, and it's a 4-goal game. Now they have a chance with that turnover. Miami can cut it to 2.
11 minutes left. Alberta 21, Miami 18. Benny walking through the camera with the apologies. It's no problem.
That's my man right there.
Valencia to Raffier. Back to
Good
Valencia.
luck.
He tried to dump it in. Looks like they called a hold.
You know what? They're utilizing the circle, though. And that means Alberta had, when they had the smaller guy in the circle, they weren't seeing him as much. They're trying to use the pick and roll with him because he's setting a solid screen. And if the pass isn't there, they're shooting the jump shot off it.
Looks like another 9. Good defense by Alberta. Valencia to Raffier. Back to Valencia. Valencia
They don't
gets
have a
shoved.
plan
Over to
right
Raffier.
here.
Over to Zabala. He's trying
There's
to
a
get the
jump
angle.
shot right there.
Valencia Casio squeezes through, and he puts it in.
Tell you what, that was strong. He had 2 guys hanging on him, and he still made the left-handed set shot. We're back to 2. Into the big fella.
Big Tasty. They called
Oh, he called a charge on the spin.
They called a
That's
charge
a
on the
tough,
spin.
tough
and he
call.
called from half court. Here comes Casio over to Valencia.
Got to go to the wing here.
Raffier with the reset. Someone said, has this ref ever heard of passive play? Alberta has had at least 3 or 4. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as long as they're making an attempt to start the offense, it's very hard to call passive. I agree when there's overpassing and they're playing it around the half court, but the flow of this game has been really good. I mean, there's only been one hand up for the passive, and that was during a 6-on-5 situation. But I'll definitely watch it the next time they're in the half court to see.
Here's the reset.
We got a little chippy going on in the middle.
Yeah, Eden is not backing down from the big pasty. Oh, there's the box. You can
He's
see
got
him.
him. He's
And
got
him
him.
again. He's held and pushed down.
He's doing it. That circle runner has them all messed up.
It's great to see the changes.
It's a complete different offensive philosophy. I like the way Miami's changed their game as the game's gone on.
Absolutely.
What a
bad
is that
pass.
a tough? He threw
Casio has had a great game, but that's a bad mistake. Here comes. Oh, what a save!
Huge save!
What a save!
Huge save
from Acosta.
Those are the saves that keep you in the ball game because he threw the ball. The Miami player threw it where he thought the guy was going to be instead of where he was.
Still a 2-point game after that amazing save by Lebiola Acosta.
Great save.
Back to Raffier.
We got 8 minutes to go in this thing, Connor, with a 2-goal game.
Here comes Raffier again over to
We
Casio.
got two circles. There's a lot going on that 6. It's really muddy through the middle right now. And by muddy, I mean there's bodies everywhere. There's no flow to what's going on offensively. There's just crashing into each other.
Valencia.
I'd like to see him spread it out.
Oh,
That's
with the
a
interior
good-
pass. Oh, and he misses. He wants
That
it
was
back.
a huge miss right there.
He had a great opportunity.
And what a pass. A drop pass, bounce pass onto the 6 on a hat like a bump screen and roll. That was a beautiful pass, and he just missed the goal.
T. Ali says, man, goalkeeper is definitely MVP. Acosta has had a great game. Noah over to the wing. And he puts it in. I may have jinxed him.
A right-hander going to the right, and he shoots it from a 0 angle and makes it. That's a great shot right there. So now we're back up to 3. Boy, Miami missing that one. Had a chance to go down 1.
2-point swing.
Now they're chasing 3.
Valencia. Back to him. Over to Casio.
Miami's really spread out right now. They got to get a little continuity to this offense at some point.
Over to
They've had some great success going into the circle.
Over to Miri.
Oh, he was open again.
Oh, he tried the jump shot. They called a foul.
It's a good call. It's a good call. Let's see. They brought in another circle runner. See, and just like we said, it taxes you physically when you're playing against big pasty. And I mean, they're big guys along their 6. So their circle runner that's been so effective is he's sitting out to get a quick blow.
Here comes Valencia with the rip, and he puts it through.
That little skip shot right in front of the goal. He's got to make a choice. Do you step out or you stay back? He stayed back, and it cost him.
Miami knows when they need it the most. They are going to number 19, Valencia, and he's having himself a game, 2-point game, 6 minutes left.
Alberta in the half court. Let's see if
Milton Ramirez says, Valencia must miss me. I opened the defense up for him. You're going to have to ask him yourself.
Ooh.
He seems to be having a great game either way.
Alberta very deliberate.
16-year-old Cole with the pass. They're going to reset. Keep an eye out for passive play. It doesn't look like it. Cole's attacking,
Oh,
and he has a drop pass to Noah, and he puts it in. Are you kidding?
Ooh, that was nasty.
What a play.
That 16-year-old with the presence to throw a swim move, keep his feet moving, and then throw a drop wrist pass to his man at the 9-meter for a one-step jump shot. That was something pretty.
Jordan Rainier says Noah has taken over this game. It's debatable. He's had a great game for sure. He may be MVP. Valencia with the drop pass.
Spin on him.
He tried. They held him up pretty well.
That's great defense. He stayed behind him and clamped down. Nothing dirty about that. It's just a clean handball play.
Valencia over to Miri. He tried to fake drop pass, and he's blocked.
Oh, he had everybody in the gym fooled on that.
I thought it was
on
a
that
drop
fake
pass for
right
sure
there.
because they've been throwing it so often.
And the big fella moved 2 steps to his left in it. You could have driven a truck through there.
Valencia with the move. The swim. Oh, and it's a block on the skip save, but they call a foul on the shot.
They're chasing 3. They really, really need a goal right here. They can't go any deeper in the hole.
Valencia with the jump shot,
There
and
we
he
go.
puts it in.
They got one.
It's a 2-point game. Pasty with the reset.
4.5 minutes to go. Alberta's up 2, 23-21.
I read a comment earlier saying if they win Big Pasty interview, that might have to be coming up next. Here comes Cole. Back over to Gronin. And
How did he not call a 7 on that? He hit
unbelievable!
from behind on the wing is an immediate
Canada's
7.
up in arms. Valencia pushing.
Boy, that's a rough no call. I'm gonna agree with the Canadians at that point.
The
but
Canadians,
hey, it's not a foul unless the whistle blows.
they are
it
a friendly
foul.
people, but they are not happy right now. Miriano.
I agree with them. That was I thought it was a foul, and sometimes you get a 2-minute when you play it from behind.
Valencia with the jump shot, but it's blocked.
No need for a rush here. They don't need to. I wouldn't fast break once.
I don't think they have a stop button, and he rips it.
Ooh.
It's risky. You're right, Brad.
Where's he been all day? That guy's got a cannon. What an arm on that guy. Who is that?
I believe that was number 5, Wilson Sterling.
Sterling has a shotgun on his shoulder.
Timeout, Miami. 3-point game. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left.
Oh, now I recognize these Boston guys. They all played for Miami in the past. I'm wondering why they're screaming for a timeout.
Yeah,
this
they
was
all
the
know each
starting
other.
lineup for the Miami team. And they were nice players, I'll tell you that. All right, what do we got here, Connor?
Well, we got a 3-point game. It's a tight one. We got 74 beautiful people watching. Great commentary from the fans. We're trying to answer everything. What do you think, Brad? What have you seen?
Well, I think this is a big possession for Miami. They have to get a goal because if you don't, you're going to get to a situation where you have to play man-to-man. And man-to-man, Alberta's got great athletes, and they're pretty proficient in ball handling. And it becomes a game of keep-away at that point. You don't want to get tied up. Well, you want to get tied up, and then because you're not playing against Miami, you're playing against a clock at that point.
Right. This is almost.
So this is I think this is
almost
a
a
make or
must-score.
break. This is a must-score possession for Miami with 3 minutes to go. I mean, a lot of things can happen, but you don't want to get to the point where you're forced to come up to the line and guard them one-on-one at the end of with 2 minutes to go. Because you want to talk about being out of gas and chasing people around. That's a difficult proposition for anybody, even as good a shape as these Miami players are.
Looks like we lost the stream for a second. Sorry, guys. 24-21.
Oh, I just had some great things to say
No,
then. We lost the stream.
We got that part. We got your insight, Brad.
Okay, this is a must-score, Connor. I'm calling this a must-score, boys.
I believe you. Here
All right,
comes Mary.
they got a play on. After a timeout, you got to have a play. They got to attack that middle. The big fella can't guard. There's the pick and
Here
the
comes
screen.
Casio. He's held up. He tried to get through.
He held the ball a little long there. And you know what Alberta did? Took 30 seconds off the clock.
Right.
That's what they want to do. Tie them up.
Here comes Miri.
If they don't
He tried
get
the drop pass. He faked it again. It got me.
and
but they held him
Alberta's not doing a good job. They're doing a great job because they're not letting a shot get off.
Mariano over to Valencia. He jumps through on his kick save. Are you kidding? And Big
Huge,
Casey goes for the
huge.
pass to Cole. Back to Noah. Over to Brayford, and he finishes it. And that could be the dagger.
That I'm going to agree with you. Dagger-wise, that was such a tough possession right there. Miami had a couple of plays.
Mariano fights through. He's
That's
held.
great defense. He's right on the shooting arm. Big Pasty stayed on his hip, and his other three-man came over to help out on his shooting arm. Now we're down to less than 2 minutes. They're chasing 4. This is almost impossible.
Mariano with the shot, and he saved it.
He touched that ball 3 times and kept it on the ball side of the line. That was something.
Oh, and there's
And look who
and
that
he goes
is.
for the float shot, and it goes down. Noah pouring it in.
Noah. Where I come from in Chicago, we're saying Noah's having a day.
We're gonna have to have at least 2 interviews. One with the Big Pasty, who started it off early, and Noah, who's been so clutch for them. Nice shot by
I'll tell
number
you what,
69, Lopez.
The goalie was spread out, but he was still on that ball.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't get enough on it to stop it. I'll tell you what, this has been one enjoyable game to be part of because of the varying styles. Now look what we're doing. We're going
Press.
We're going one-on-one. We're playing man-on-man, and we got to
And they
steal.
got a steal from Lopez. Want to give a shout out to Alberta's goalie, Blaze Holloway. He's had a good game.
Blaze always had a great game. They need one here. Nope. Too much dribbling. You cannot dribble. You got to pass the ball.
Big Pasty running the break. Look at the agile. Oh my God, the agility. And the jump by Cole, and he hits the post.
I don't think it matters at this point, but that would have just been another nail in the coffin.
And they're holding up.
You got to pass it.
Calling a spot foul. Wilson wanted the breakaway.
You got to stop the clock. You got to stop the. It's not going to matter. I don't think the 3-point line's in effect today, is it?
Maybe they'll add it in. Here comes Valencia.
Just let it dribble out.
Over to Casio.
I just don't want to see anybody get hit in the face on the last second right there.
Almost. And a nice shot by Lopez. And that's the game, a 3-point
Great
game.
game.
26 Alberta, Miami 23.
Great game.
What a game.
Great game. I thoroughly enjoyed that game.
A lot of people say you guys did a great job for Alberta.
Alberta, people in Alberta
Thank you.
saying we did
Thank
a
you. It
great
was a
job.
lot
I
of
really
fun.
appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Plenty of Canadian flags anywhere. We're going to go try to talk to Big Pasty.
Well,
And-
just before you go talk to them, I just wanted to give a little bit
Absolutely.
of something. In terms of the varying styles of that were so much fun to watch. And the way Miami reacted when they got down early, they fought back, they changed their defensive strategy, and it really, really got Alberta on their heels. But then Alberta started seeing what they could do and do well. They made fast breaks. They took what was given to them. They didn't force the action very much. They had a few costly turnovers that were just bad passes in the second half, but they took care of the ball, and that's why I think they're going to play for the gold medal in the Open Division.
So ultimately, what was the defining factor in this game?
I think
for Alberta?
the defining factor for Alberta was they took care of the ball, and they got so many fast breaks. Noah got unbelievable. He got out on the break. He scored when he got the ball, and they took what was they took what was available. They didn't force the action in any situation. They ran. It might have looked like they were stalling a little bit, but they ran it wing to wing, and then when they attacked, they got what they needed. It was really, really a lot of fun to do this game.
Dusan Christic says, great commentating, fellas. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could do this game, but I have to go sit on the sideline for this
I'm going
one.
to be watching my
Thanks
friend
a lot, buddy.
Shane. Yeah, absolutely.
Good to see you.
Brad. It
Andy,
was a
always
great
good
one.
to see you, brother.
We'll try to get close. Ready, Andy? All right, I'm here with Big Pasty himself. You played a great game. You set up the pace early. How do you think you guys came out with the win?
We came out strong. We wanted to get it. Got the stops defensively, and I mean, we finished on the offensive end. Nobody could stop us.
Now,
It was easy.
they were changing their pivot a lot. Did that affect you, or?
No, they tend to play the same kind of offensive style. They want to get into 7 and 8. They weren't outside shooters. It was easy for us to sit back, and with our size, I mean, they can't get past that.
Absolutely. So, are you going to be watching the next game? Who do you want to play in the final?
I don't know if it matters who we play. We're going to come out strong and hopefully put them in the ground.
That's awesome. Big Pasty's a confident guy. We love to see it. All right, let's get Noah over here. Noah, you played a great game. Did you count your goals?
No, I didn't.
You didn't count his goals. What a humble man. He cares about the win. Okay,
A humble
tell us-
man, and I just had a chance to talk to him a little bit. They only have 3 players that are over 21.
That's what I was saying. That's what
So
I figured. And they kiss it. I love it.
I am just blown away about the potential that this team has in the future, and I'm a little happy that I'm done, and now these guys are going to come, because I would say within 2 years they're going to come from the open into the elite, because they have that kind of base. They have a talent base. They've got great, technically proficient handball players, and you know, I bet you had 10 or 12 today.
Noah, tell us what you saw out there.
So as soon as they went from the 5-1 to their like 2-4, kind of 3-2-1, there's just so much space that opened up, and as soon as like we had a couple at the first bad tries or whatever, but after that everything just opened up and we just found success out of it.
So do you think it actually benefited you when they went to the 3-2-1, kind of give you some more space?
Yeah, I think it just opened up the whole entire court. And the 2 guys came up, and then the whole middle of the court was just open, so it did open for us.
We think at first they gave you a little bit of problem, but it seems like you guys adjusted to it.
Yeah, at first I guess we were expecting it, and then as soon as our coach told us what to do, and we just executed it well, I guess.
They called that timeout, and like we just spoke about over here. 5 or 6 trips, they were a little bit off kilt, because when that point man is coming up, you got to throw the cross pass. So then that's when the circle runners started coming up and being available, and they acclimated to it, and they made their adjustments, and they kept going. They only took what was given to them, and I thought you guys reacted to that very well. Excellent game.
Someone in the comments said Someone in the comments said Noah for MVP. I might have to agree with them. Yo, great game, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sending off. It's been a great game. See you guys.